Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. This is Sandy, and today I want to introduce you to 3 superheroes. That's right. They came to my rescue when I needed somebody to help me out. And who am I talking about? I'm talking about the Vineyard Chicks. And if you haven't ever met them, they're 3 young girls. They live on their property with their parents, and they do all kinds of stuff. They have emus, and they have vegetable gardens, and they cook, and they do all this stuff. Well, when we got down to Arizona, I could not find strawberry plants. And, I could have brought them from home. I just didn't even think about it. I just assumed would be able to get them. But I guess they don't come into the nurseries down here until January usually. So, well, I wasn't really in a pickle, but it was just something I wanted to get started. So the Vineyard Chicks had seen my video, and they sent me a message, and they said, hey, we'll send you some of our runners, because it was getting cold up in Michigan where they live, and they're going to have to straw over their strawberries, and so it was very sweet of them. Well, I got them, and if you know things about runners on strawberries, they run out and then they start to put roots down so they make a new plant. Well, some of them had 1-inch root, and some of them didn't have much of anything. So I said to myself, well, I'll be real careful with them. And I had them out of the sun for a while, and I'll show you it while I'm planting them in the containers, because I wanted them in a tower. And then I said to myself, it's 90 degrees every day here. I mean, today's in the 80s, but usually it's 90 degrees since we've been down. And I thought it's a little warm for them with not very much roots. So I'm just going to baby them. I'm going to do anything I can. And I just thought to myself, they'll probably die back, and then they'll start to grow again. And that's exactly what they did. So now they're just starting to grow again. And so it was kind of like they went into a little bit of a dormancy, but it was really more that they were probably sending all their energy into making roots and not the leaves. So the energy from the leaves went down into those roots, and now they're starting to grow again. And so, Vineyard Chicks, you are my superheroes. And I'm going to put a link below so that you can go over to the Vineyard Chicks and subscribe to them. They have a great little channel. Seriously, a great channel. They're always reaching out. They're always doing stuff for people. And I had wanted to do this video like 2 weeks ago. But the plants had died back, and I wanted to make sure that they were going to live. And so you'll see some of the new leaves that are coming out on the tower. And so by the time it's, probably February or March, I will just be having gorgeous strawberry plants. So, girls, thank you so much. I so appreciate it. And let's go see the plants that they sent me, the whole process that I did to root them, and how they're starting to grow in the towers now. Girls, thanks so much. And everybody, go over and subscribe to the Vineyard Chicks. You will not be disappointed. And they are my superheroes. That's right, superheroes. Well, here are the plants that the girls sent me. And this is one of the longest roots that they have. And what I have done is I've pre-moistened the soil. And then I have a rooting powder. And the root is a little bit damp, and I'm just tapping that in there. And then I'll make a specific hole where I want to put that in, about the depth of the root, and then I'm just going to squeeze that soil around it. And I'm keeping these out of the sun because it's about 90 degrees, so they can start to get established, though I am guessing that they're going to die back some. Now, this is a rooting powder. It's really only 0.10% of an active ingredient. All the rest of it is filler, but it's enough to stimulate the roots to grow on a plant. And so I have them soaking in water. Shake the excess water off, dip them in the rooting hormone. Now you can see this one really doesn't have much of a root. Has a little bit of a crown, which should make roots. And then I'm just placing it in and squeezing the soil around it. And I'm going to do that on all of my sections. And then when I put it together, it's actually a tower. And I have flowers growing in some of my other towers, but I wanted this one for the strawberries. Now, what happened, partly probably the temperature, but because it needed a root system, the outside leaves died back, but now you can see they're sending up green leaves. And they'll just start to, it's a little bit cooler this week, in the 80s instead of the 90s, and it will just stimulate them. And see, now this one has 2 sections coming up, so that I know that they're going to be okay. They're going to really stimulate and grow. And so, girls, I just so appreciate it, and I hope everyone goes over and subscribes to the Vineyard Chicks. Thank you so much again for being my superheroes.